Tuned into the judges table, representing the 314 in St. Louis and the 816 in Kansas City. Here's your hosts, Slick 50 and Polo J.
Hello, everybody.
I started that motherfucker off pretty goddamn clean, goddamn me. I ain't make a mistake. Boy, which my arm felt the same way, boy. I don't know if I was flexing in my sleep or what, boy, but God.
Bro,
my arm is killing me, yo.
I ended up having a seizure today.
Oh, man.
And broke my other chain.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, best of the chain than you.
I ended up, I fell and my earring ended up poking me in my neck right here.
Shit.
So, yeah.
How you feeling, though, bro? Yeah, shit. Could have called off work today.
Nah. Still. Yet and still, shit has to be done.
I hear that, but that's shit. You might need your rest. Goddamn me. You talking about broke chain? Fuck that chain. Nigga, you ain't broke. Shit, that's what matter, nigga.
For the most part. It ain't like anybody can go get a refund on me or anything now. I'm past the expiration date.
Motherfucker allowed to be rich. You better watch yourself talking like that, boy. Shit. I know a couple people waiting on me to go. Goddamn me. Shit. They like, I can't wait till that nigga die. Shit.
What's going on, 913 Boxing? What's going on, Chappelle? Love you all.
What's happening, man? Appreciate y'all.
First and foremost, I want to send out my deepest sympathies and my condolences to the Russell family. For those of you who don't know, we lost Bill Russell, which was a staple in the African American or Black community through the civil rights movement, through integration and everything else. This man was a trailblazer, and I heard, several other famous elder statesmen talking about him, and the one thing that stuck out to me the most was Bill Russell's respect among his peers. Like, we all revere Jim Brown as being one of the nastiest and manliest men of them all, but even he said that when he was in the presence of Bill Russell, he was starstruck. Even he was starstruck. He stood next to Ali during the whole Vietnam situation. He's led the league, 5 times in rebounds. He's won, 5 rebound titles, 11 championships,
And he was a coach.
and he was a player coach and he won a championship as a coach.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and now I love the fact that in the Eastern Conference, when you win the Eastern Conference MVP for the conference finals, they've changed it to the Bill Russell Award.
That's what's up.
That's in the Eastern Conference, and in the Western Conference, they changed it to the Jerry West Award.
Okay.
Like, one thing that we have to understand is that death comes for us all. No one is truly immortal.
No.
But the one way you can stay relevant is by the work that you put in. What is your legacy? And Bill Russell had a legacy of winning, compassion, and fight with fortitude.
Damn right. Well spoken, bro. Well spoken, goddamn me. But yeah, I ain't got nothing to say on top of that, goddamn me. I mean, he was a man, Mr. No Quit. Just that simple. Get up, get out, and get it. You know what I'm saying?
But just imagine it. Growing up in Louisiana, playing ball, an Olympic athlete, a world-class Olympic athlete, and then he decides to play basketball. And in all places he gets to land, and it's by a trade from Arbach, he ends up on the Boston Celtics with Cousy, Havlicek, and all these other great players. Mm-hmm. And they revered him. But the thing was, on the court, he was revered, loved, and everything. But off the court, in the same breath, they would break into his house, spray effigies all over his wall, take a crap in his bed, things of those nature. A lot of people want success and they want to be remembered, but the main thing is you have to be able to take what comes with it.
That too, all the bumps and bruises. I mean, that just all goes to tell us. That's why I call him Mr. No Quit. It how bad you want it? How bad you want it? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can start something and be like, man, this shit just ain't working, or man, this and the third. But at the end of the day, when you saying that stuff, you gotta remember, you just feeding yourself excuses.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the time he coming up in Boston. Come on, man, they still one of the most nastiest cities, and I ain't talking about filthy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about for like racism. I'm talking about all that. Everybody say they hate going to Boston, bro.
Everybody hates going to Boston. But an interesting thing, you can almost accredit Bill Russell for breaking the color barrier in the NBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the city of Boston. But did you know the Boston Red Sox were the last team to become integrated?
Nah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't hear too many in history. You don't hear too many good things about when it comes to the city of Boston, though.
No.
When it comes to sports,
you don't hear any good things today.
Yeah, like straight up, it's good to play for them, but outside of that, nah. You know, sort of like Ali. You know, Ali wins the gold medal. Think he's gonna come home and have a parade, and he had none of that. He couldn't, and still couldn't buy a hot dog in his own town.
Jesse Owens.
That's the shit they had to go through.
Jesse Owens, another great one. During his time, he had to go through back doors in order to even accept awards.
Right.
And they had to give it to him backstage and everything like that. You know, I think it's beyond time. And I mean way beyond time for us to start recognizing our figures, our Mount Rushmore, our founding fathers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's beyond time because ours, they just so happen to be athletes Some are not. But the ones that were, what they were willing to give up in order to enact different was astounding. Ali, jail time. Bill Russell risked being put out the league. Jim
Right.
Brown risked being put out the league. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, at that time, Alcindor, risked being put out of the league.
Right. All the
But
way up to Craig Hodges to I can't never say his name, Abdul.
Abdul Rauf,
Yep. You know, and their beliefs, their sacrifice gave you inspiration.
mhm,
And that's the part I feel like when you watch these polarizing figures as they are, that people don't realize that you being selfish in that moment, because that in that moment you like, dang, that's dope, man, and it really inspires you to go out there and do some things and this and the third. But you're not realizing he putting everything he built on the line to inspire you to do the right thing, to push, you know what I'm saying, his people and things like that. So I definitely agree with you, and it should be more than on a BET. It should be more, just period. Start recognizing our own and uplifting them as they should be, and not just when they pass away.
yeah, like here in Kansas City for one. Legendary sports figure. People may not even know who he is, but he was a Negro League player. His name was Buck O'Neill.
Mm-hmm.
Mainstay in Kansas City. Played for the Kansas City Monarchs and got a chance to try out for the Royals. But at that
Okay.
time, he ended up being a little bit, too old. This guy played with Jackie Robinson. He played with Satchel Paige. He played with Lefty Jenkins. He played with all these phenomenal Negro League players. Why is he just now entering into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame this year?
And that's the whitewash of the thing. This was a long time I watched this documentary this young dude did, and it was real good. And it was about the whitewash of sports. And it was basically that anything that cleaved and that was deemed to rival what they had going on, they bought it. And
Mm-hmm.
then it become theirs, and then you forget about the ABA. You know,
Yeah,
you forget
George
about,
Gervin and
right.
all. Yeah,
You forget about, the Negro League. You forget about things like that. The backside, as they would call it, because they looked at us just entertainment. ABA was all the half line dunks,
you
all that
don't forget
stuff,
the
style,
don't
dribble.
forget the USA AFL, the USFL,
Yeah,
where
right.
Reggie White
Right.
and Cunningham and a lot of other players actually came from too that revolutionized the NFL also.
Exactly.
Like
So
we have to give these guys admiration while they're still walking the
not
earth.
only us, I feel like that we should be campaigning for them to do it. Not just let them be on TV, come to games for free. Without Dr. J and all them integrating into the NBA, where would the NBA be?
It was
They didn't
still
even
just
have
be the
handles.
Lakers and the Celtics.
They just ran around. They didn't even. There was no style to basketball. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that. You know what I mean? To the point where these guys came to NBA amongst white folks, and the most racist thing they came from. Oh, you know why they jump so high? They got extra muscles in their leg. You get what I'm saying? Like they had to go through all these things, and knowing that they better.
It
Putting
was
on
it.
public,
Mm-hmm.
putting on public one-on-one showcases and things like that. I see when I grew, I thought that was just part of the All-Star weekend. A lot of people don't know that. Like my dad used to tell me like, yeah, Dr. J played, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar one-on-one, and I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, who you think won? I was like, Kareem. He was like, yeah, he won. But they used to do that, but also they used to make, when they first integrated and stuff like that, they used to have those and make them showcase just the black folk. They were
Mm-hmm.
considered just like entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Before they were taken seriously.
And
Things like that.
let's take this to the boxing round because I feel as if there's some black fighters who do not get their just due. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we always give Muhammad Ali his due. We always do. But what about Henry Armstrong?
Yeah.
What about him? What about Buster Douglas? We don't really give him enough credit either. You know, Hagler gets admiration now,
Right.
but I mean, Larry Holmes,
more so because of the documentary that came out. He
yeah.
still wasn't getting his just due before that.
And it's a shame that only in certain circles people actually don't even really know who Sonny Liston is. They don't really even know who Joe Louis is.
Shit. You just black fighters. You got Latino fighters like Alexis Aguelu and all them. Like, them was fighters. Like, straight fighters. You know, whatever. But it's always, like I say, it's always been I hate to keep saying like a whitewash of sports. It always has to be this. It used to always have to be this gray white hope until it gets to a point where you can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's still always held and be owned and controlled by. You understand what I'm saying? And they get to pick and choose. How many times you watch sports and be like, some award was given out, and you be like, how? How did he get that? Like, and you know, your heart to heart who deserved it. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So it still plays a major part. And the cold part about it now, they got like hellified contracts where they basically can't speak out. I know they think it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're human. You know what I mean? But like you said, even in boxing, every sport, you know what I'm saying? There's somebody that began it, that started it, somebody who turned it out, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the ones who followed and soon kept it going. And I feel like they need that recognition, like you said.
Like if we just ran through the pantheon of great black athletes, whether they won one time, two times, or just came close, that's still greatness. Still greatness. Yeah. You just didn't win. You just didn't achieve success. But greatness is not always defined by success. Yeah. It's defined by the work that you put in. Like Evelyn Ashford, track and field, like just running through. How many people even know who the hell she is?
Hell, it's kids that don't know who Jackie Joyner is.
Oh my God. Ralph Boston.
Her sister.
Ralph Boston. But Michael Johnson. Rayford Johnson. Marion Jones.
Right.
Who it's Carl Lewis.
Right.
This is just track and field.
And it's gonna take a lot of work for people like us to do this, because in this day and age, the downfall of people is more louder than what they actually did.
It's crazy how we live in a time where information is readily available, but people are more ignorant than ever.
Yeah. Choosing not to read and figure it out on their own, and just want to go by hearsay.
Because how much credit do we actually give Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders?
Right, bro. Facts. Like, hold on. These are juggernauts. Be honest with you. To do what they did, right? Right. And plus, y'all, I was on the phone with King Casual and this man right here, and I thought he started football first. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm thinking football, baseball. No, he was baseball, football, back to back. I'm like, dog, them two dudes should be considered juggernauts of any sport, for real. How often does that happen? And perform. And
think about stuff like this. Randy Moss, Allen Iverson. They could have literally switched sports, and both of them still ended up in the Hall of Fame. Because they knew each other. They grew up with each other.
Right.
Randy Moss said that Allen Iverson was the greatest football player he had ever seen.
And a lot of people said that about him in school.
Yeah. And then vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Iverson said like it's do we actually know, or can we comprehend the level of greatness that takes?
Right.
You know?
Right. That's why I hold back from saying people are washed or things like that. And I know we have to use some terms to distinguish who we talking about, but when people go too hard, I'd be like, dog, I don't know. Because for one, I'm quick to say like I couldn't have did that shit. You coming off brutal injuries of football, and now you want me to run bases, bruh? Like you gotta really want that.
And then you do it effortlessly.
Yeah, you gotta want that. You gotta want that.
Like even going back to the gridiron, how much credit do we actually give Deacon Jones?
Because motherfuckers, it's sad because they're looked at like a dime a dozen, and I hate to say this shit, but it's real because of the color of their skin. There's no sticking out like sore thumbs. Like for instance, Dirk stuck out like a sore thumb. Revered still because he's amongst a pool of, you understand what I'm saying? It's still around. Now the reason I bring it, because that's why I used to the reason I bring it up, because he used to come out grumpy, Isaiah Thomas. Okay. He used to talk about Bird. But he had a point though. If Bird was black, he wouldn't got the same. You understand what I'm saying? It's that he stuck out. He stuck out amongst. You know what I'm saying? Because and ain't nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying though, that's what kind of holds us back.
But the thing is, when you compare Larry Bird to Bernard King, both could score at the same cliff. Both could move the ball. But what was the major difference? One was a white man on the Boston Celtics. Yeah. And the other one was a brother on the New York Knicks.
Right. And that just, it's sad, but I'm going to be real with you though. It's only sad because, like the beginning of this conversation said, that we got to make these guys stick out. We got to make, you understand what I'm saying? We've been spoon-fed that we are all supposed to be stuck on one person. Have you noticed that? Out of the whole entire league, the is let's get everybody stuck on one person.
Right? That's not just football, basketball. That's every sport.
Right, and it shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be that way at all.
Like I remember, I was a kid during the 90s. You know, from when I was actually able to understand certain sports at a better rate. I remember 94, 95, 96, 97, and arguably one of the greatest baseball players in the world, Mr. Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, he was just known as the kid, the guy with the nice stroke, and, you know, perfect mechanics and this and that.
He was just all around.
He was all around, fielding, anticipation, good hand-eye coordination. The game was literally slow for him. But what was the attention on during that time? Mark McGwire. And what I consider anti-black racism, to use Sammy Sosa in that mix too. Now, that's not saying that Sammy wasn't great. That's not saying that at all.
The thing is, they wanted like something to tear that down. How dare he be that great? How dare he stand out amongst not just his people, but everybody? Right? I remember that. You had Mark McGwire going for 71. Then you had Sammy Sosa, him going back and forth. And they was, is Ken Griffey gonna get in this? Can Ken Griffey perform? It was like you're trying to say but you're disregarding everything else this man them did in this whole, even in that season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Period.
I remember
Because you want him to join a batting contest?
I want to tell you why I remember it. I want to tell you exactly. This is how I knew, even as a child, that things are not always what they seem. Because yes, the attention was on the home run race, but guess who won the batting title? Ken
Mm-hmm.
Griffey Jr. Doesn't
Exactly.
that mean that you're the greatest? You're the greatest of that season. He won.
And how do you get it? You say it again. How do you get it? Being great
The
overall
great
for what?
overall.
The seed. That seed. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they disregarded that shit like it was like whatever.
And he finished second in the American League for MVP.
They didn't want that though. They didn't. They didn't want that, man. I mean,
like,
and that's how it goes.
like just because people love Jordan does not mean that we have to tear down Clyde Drexler.
Oh
We
no.
have because Clyde was the man.
Oh hell yeah! But they
Let's
had
be
their
real.
moment. They had their moment.
Yeah, but let's be real.
Yeah.
If they was on the same team,
Oh well, shit. Sky's the limit. That's real. I mean, you know, but that's the whole thing though. Like, you know, we like seeing competition amongst our own or whoever it may be, but they don't. Like you get what I'm saying? We could weed out the greatest and this and third. You could take Ken Griffey, he could sit there and laugh at Mark McGwire. Yeah, you got 71, but you ain't did half of the shit I did. You understand what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. But they won't recognize that because it is what it is. and like I said, but I can't be mad though, because it what they're doing is what we should be doing. You understand what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Another crazy thing about that season, Ken Griffey Jr. finished the season with an average of 297. He almost batted 300 for the whole entire season. Mark McGwire, he finished with the most strikeouts in the league.
Mm-hmm. Because he fell in the funk for a minute.
Yes.
He fell in the funk. But no, on everything though, what they doing, because let's be honest here too though. Let's be fair. You are gonna gravitate to what you can relate to. That's given what you look like. That's given, you understand what I'm saying? That's just how it is, right? Yeah. But so when they're bigging up their heroes, I can't necessarily be mad at that. It's just the obvious when, like I said, when you see this person outdoing everybody now you, as an overall league, you got to give that man his props. Don't be trying to shut him out like he ain't outdoing everybody, because at that point it shouldn't be about color. But we do know it does play a part. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you said, we need to express all my Rushmores. We need to be big in these cat-ups. We need to be saying it. Because like I say, we have been taught to turn down each other or whatever. Like say, the Michael Jordan argument, you know, I've kept myself at times being like, what? Did you mention Michael Jordan with LeBron? LeBron trash. LeBron not trash. You know what I'm saying? He's not. You know what I mean? At all. Not by far.
He's going to go out as a great one. One
of the greatest players. He is. Yeah. For this era, this is his era. He gonna do his thing, and he gonna ride off from the sunset like he should. You know what I'm saying? And we should be big in these catch up. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't saying the argument's gonna disappear. Do I think he better than Jordan? No. But he's gonna be one of the greatest players. He's gonna be in that list. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how I think. And instead of tearing these people down, like I said, well, like you said, we should be lifting these cats up.
And you know, I find myself being guilty of it when it just comes to analysis, when it comes to the boxing realm. Honest to God, I may think that Deontay Wilder is fourth, would be, if he was to start fighting again, he'll be ranked fourth or fifth. That's just me being objective. But to take away from everything that he did, 10 straight title defenses, 10 straight, that's unprecedented.
Right.
I can't take that from him. Right. That's historical. That's greatness.
Right.
That's greatness. But the thing that denigrates his greatness is the fact that he lost to a white man, and that was more of the story
And that wouldn't
than
be
anything
that
else.
would be denigrating to us. That would be them using it to denigrate. You know what I'm saying? Because they always wanted the great white hope. Since got Jack Johnson. You know what I'm saying? That's where the term comes from. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, what a guy just willing to put it all on the line, his even, and this may sound crazy, and I know I love boxing above all sports, but even his losses were great. That man, you're not gonna find another man that's gonna go in there and lose like he did. And what I mean, it sounds crazy, it sounds stupid, but for that man to go in there and to even know that mountain he gonna have to fucking climb, and it's 99.999999999 he not gonna win.
Mhm.
That's belief on a whole nother level. That I'm gonna give it 3. I gotta try. If he give me in 3, fuck it. It is what it is. But I'm not. I gotta get my get back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I talk a lot about Tank.
Mm-hmm.
You know, offline. I revere Tank. Tank is like I've said it. He reminds me of me if just going a different route. You know what I'm saying? I can't take none of that from him. Even Floyd, knowing what I know about Floyd, his upbringing and everything like that, Floyd is technically a role model.
Yeah, Floyd does stuff though. See, Floyd that's one guy that always he talk his shit. I feel like he has his right talk shit. Sometimes he go a little long with it. And, but he do shit for the community, schools. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never met an athlete that's doing for his community. And not just to be called a philanthropist. I can't never say that word. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. To never be able to, just to be called that or claim shit on his taxes. He like doing it. He for the kids. He for, so I'm with that.
What watered down his greatness is excuses after the loss. See, the thing with the excuses that what we found out was majority of the excuses were not made by him.
Yeah, it was about people.
It was
He
about
wrote,
people.
but he did try to ride it. But like initially, those excuses wasn't his. He didn't let's say this, he didn't create it.
Except for
well, firing Mark Breland. Yeah, the Mark Breland thing. That was huge. We ain't gonna downplay that. That was huge, bro. That was huge. And then to lose, and Mark Breland told you he was gonna lose because of what he don't train at and what he don't do. That was significant. That was because that was the only champion they had in his camp. The only guy that really had boxing skills. Olympian. He wasn't nothing to scuff at. Just youngsters, like you say, they don't read. But that man, Sweet Pea, all of them, he came up in that class. You know what I mean? So,
And don't let knowing where he finished fool you, because his era would dominate.
Oh, it was a motherfucker.
This era.
Yeah, because they fought.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine a Sweet Pea versus a Ryan?
Boy, hell no! I don't even want to. I don't even want to, bro. Ryan would.
Could you?
And then, Sweet Pea take his breaks. You can't hit what you can't catch.
Man, could you imagine?
Was phenomenal, bro.
Like, honest to God, could you imagine a Mark Breland versus an Eastside Cruz right now?
Nah. Mark will neutralize that. Simple. Pop, pop, tie his ass up. Pop, pop, tie his ass up. Like, you ain't for me getting off on me like that. Like, that's the old school, you know what I'm saying? Way, because they understood boxing first, fighting second. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what set you apart. Like, for instance, the Danny Garcia fight we watched this weekend. After that second round, Danny went straight to boxing. Old boy wanted to fight. Benavidez wanted to fight. That boxing killed all that. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna have to get on me and beat on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the fight looked good as it looked. I'm at work and I'm trying to tell them that they was like, man, that was a hell fight. I said it looked good because you got to witness boxing. They weren't just in there, you know what I'm saying? You can get that on your corner of your block. He showed you that boxing neutralizes all that shit that he wanted to do. And he couldn't even get close enough to do none of it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Benavidez though, but I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth.
It is. Boxing, when it's done right, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Especially when you're willing to actually throw punches.
Facts.
It's a beautiful thing.
Facts.
A lot of times some people, I'm not gonna say everybody, but some people call beautiful boxing with no exchanges. That's not beautiful.
Yeah, pot shot in the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not beautiful boxing. Beautiful boxing is like a dance.
Yeah.
It's like the merengue. It's like the flamingo, the salsa, all these different type of things. Square dancing. It's closer to square dancing than anything, but it's still beautiful movement. You take a step, I take a step.
Yeah, and somebody got to take the lead. Somebody takes the lead.
The best way to describe it is synchronized chaos.
There you go. I'm with that. And I hope we get more good fights like that, man. I mean, it was good enough for Thurman to respond. He said something on Twitter. He took an old Ali round in so many words said he ain't ready for him. But in so many words, it was like encrypted, like I accept your challenge type shit. But my question is, if it happens, is it fan worthy? Now I know me.
It's not pay-per-view.
Don't ask me if I'm gonna watch it.
It's not pay-per-view worthy, but
right.
I can only judge you off of the last time of me seeing you. The last time I seen Danny, which is recent, but I don't suffer from recency bias, is Danny looked better in his fight than Thurman looked in his fight. And Danny had off a lot longer than Keith, I believe.
Yeah.
So
well, I don't know. We got to look that up. Who was out longer? Because a part of me telling me Thurman was.
Thurman might have. He might have.
We didn't know where that dude went. He like fell off the earth.
But yeah, I would have to say that Danny looked better, and I would not want to see it.
You would not? I would want to see it because when I watched Thurman last time, he still got it. It didn't show. He just started looking like old man, until he was walking to the corners in between rounds. Let's say that in between rounds, he looked at old. You know what I'm saying? But when he had to fight, he was fighting. But did he look like young Thurman when he was fighting Pacquiao? No, he didn't look like that.
Mm-mm.
But I would like to see it. I mean, I agree with you. It should be on TV, Showtime or whatever the case may be. It's not pay-per-view, but I do think it would be good to it would help bring attention to the 154.
I thought
it would help in that aspect.
He wouldn't do nothing at 154.
You don't think so? I mean, dude got good. The thing I can't take away from Thurman, like when it was a bunch and they all clicked, that boy could box. That he can. Can he just get you up out of there and knock you out? Nah, I don't think that. But that boy could box his ass off though. He really can. Now I'm not basing that off because his last performance. I'm basing it off before that. But you know what I'm saying? But he did hold his own against, forgot dude's name, start with him. But I can't really, and I'm trying to do it without downgrading the guy he was fighting, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so,
how are you struggling against him?
Yeah, so he wasn't necessarily struggling though. He He looked like a guy that been gone a long time.
I'll put it like this.
Jay Beast,
For
what's
the
up?
caliber of fighter that he is,
Mm.
going up against the caliber of opponent that he did, that was a damn shame.
I think that it didn't look like he was in the gym. 'Cause I remember him saying that I stay in the gym and blah 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 blah. It didn't look like he stayed in the gym. Now when Danny said he stayed in the gym, even though he was gone, he looked like he stayed in the gym and worked on some things. You know what I'm saying?
He looked so comfortable.
Yeah. And at times was on his toes, fucking me up.
He looked, knowing what we know now after, he gave his testimony, basically.
Mm-hmm.
After, I think it was one of those moments where it's just, I'm happy to just be here. I just so happen to have a boxing match.
Yeah.
He's happy to be alive. He's happy to, be over his quote unquote demons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That does something. Danny couldn't mess around and become champion at 154.
Yeah, I believe so too. I believe so too. Real talk. I would like to see him and Charlo fight. I would. I would like to see Danny fight everybody over there at 154. It's not. It's not lackluster line up. He can have some nice fights over there.
Oh shit, I'm high.
He said I'm high.
No, I just looked in the mirror and my eyes are red.
Oh, this dude right here.
Oh.
All right, Craig.
Damn. That's bad news for 154. I think I was explaining it to you. Danny passed the litmus test. He passed the litmus test. He passed the gatekeeper, basically. He's in there. Oh. He is in there. Yeah. And I think it's smart for Tony Harrison to call him out. I don't think Charlo is going to say one word about Danny Garcia.
No, it's going to be people asking him about Danny Garcia. And then Charlo going to get upset. Why y'all keep asking me about this motherfucker? I was talking about. Because he going to be talking about, because he got to worry about Tim Zoo in January.
And here's another thing that people are not mentioning. Oh, let's be real. A lot of the fighters that are about to move up to 154, they could beat them same fighters at 147. They could beat those dudes. Like, everybody that's at 154 right now, just for the shits and giggles, you hop into the way back. And they end up in the welterweight at 147, none of them would ever touch a belt. Because think about it. Even the lesser of the fighters, I like him. Ugas could have beat Benavidez that night. He could have beat him. Mm-hmm. And the way that Tony Harrison moves around, if Ugas puts on some weight and looks comfortable with the weight, he can beat Tony Harrison. Sean Porter, if Sean Porter decides to come out of retirement and fight at 154, he beats Tony Harrison, he beats Benavidez, he beats Hurd. I mean,
they tailor for him. And that's crazy you said that, because I think he could get that. And I remember him saying that they had talked about him fighting at a heavier weight. And his dad was like, nah, I told him where they was going to stay. He was going to stay at. Because he felt like when he was heavier, he had more power.
I mean, and the way that he fights with more power, people are going to go down.
Oh, hell yeah. Because he's going to be all over you.
Like, put it like this. If Stanionis works on his craft just a little bit longer, he could beat Brian Castano.
Hell yeah. Stanionis already got some size. He needs
to
work on his stuff a little more. His defense a little better. Yeah.
Boots. Magically, Boots end up at 154.
Cheat code, bro. That's my cheat code right there.
And no matter what you feel about him, no matter what you feel about him, Virgil Ortiz Jr., put on some more weight, which you really been ducking any damn way.
Mm-hmm.
He could beat most of them up
Right,
there.
just don't lose it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And I take something back from earlier.
Mm.
If Keith Thurman gets extremely serious
Mm.
and get back to fit, but pump it up to 154, he could clean out 154 if he really wanted to.
I'm like you though. I got to go off that last performance, boy. He can't be walking like no old ass man like that. He gonna have to really get back. Like for Danny, I feel like being away and being a deal with what he had going on made him more hungry. You get what I'm saying? Like he really happy to be back. He's just it's not boring to him no more. It's back live. You know what I mean? Type shit. I think he need to get in that mode, bro. Like Thurman getting clear his head, really get in the gym, challenge yourself, get in shape, and this, that, and the third, and find this new love in boxing. You know what I'm saying?
I need to see signs that Thurman been working. I need to see not so perfect braids in his head. I need to see some hairs out that ponytail. I need
It's
to
gone.
see it.
Remember, it's gone now, bro. Remember, he cut it, bro.
I need to see that hairline starting to go back a little bit. I need to see some ball spots, some crow's teeth. Show me some bags under your eyes. Show me that you've been working. You know what I'm
right, Super Jamal. That fight last night, though, not last night, Saturday night. That Danny and a Thurman will be good. Part 2, that would be a good fight. If that Danny Garcia show up, yeah.
And think about it. I haven't even said Terrence and Earl.
Bruh.
I haven't even said them. I haven't said them at all. And everybody under them,
you put them in there. 154 gonna be the new glam spot.
Think about it. Before I even get to those two, we've already established 4 or 5 fighters who could actually, realistically, clear out 154.
And then you got ain't Fundora in there?
And then Fundora.
Tower Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. They're gonna come new rules. They're gonna have 2 against 1. That dude right there. Tall and he's still young.
I think Earl could beat him.
Oh my God. Earl gonna take a lot of punishment, bro. Whoever beat him, they gonna look beat up.
You gonna know look bit. Fight.
You gotta go through so much. And then he's a tall guy that tries to fight you on the inside. Like he'll let you in. That's what's crazy about him, man. Like a Paul Williams, I'm telling you. Like a Paul Williams, bro. But I mean, shit. I'm excited. I'm happy to see Danny back or whatever. Speaking of Earl, that comment Earl made on Twitter, they cool now, man. They not so much apologize, but he was like, it was more so for Danny Daddy. Obviously, I ain't see what his daddy said. His dad said something. He was like, that was for your dad, bro. Because Danny replied and was like, yo, dealing with like anxiety and shit like that ain't got shit with being rich. You know what I'm saying? And none of that. Like, and he was like, respect. And then Earl replied back like, yeah, you right. But that wasn't really for you. That was really for your dad. You know, and I respect that, you know, and I respect that you opened up about it or whatever. You know what I mean? Or whatnot. So, you know.
It's crazy, even with that, dealing with that, it's crazy how many athletes are actually unhappy.
Yeah, bro. Think about how many athletes, rich people, period. Like, money don't make you, once you do everything, everybody has a different definition of rich. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if you ever move to California, and once you do everything, have done everything that California can offer, you become bored. There's nothing else to do but just wake up every day in sunshine. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel when I say California. That's how I equate it. Like once you get money and you basically done everything that money can do for you, because you only gonna do what you think is fun to you. You get what I'm saying? Once
Yeah.
you've done all of that, it's like, you feel me? Like, you gonna start doing retarded shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, me, I probably do dumb shit like, shit, I'm gonna go give me a big old house, big back. I'm gonna put a boxing ring back there just to do the shit. I do, you know what I'm saying? I would start doing dumb shit, bro. Because at the end of the day, you know, for real, that I've learned, your true friends and your family, that's where the fun at, bro.
Like,
That's where the fun at.
there's
That's what
people
keeps me happy.
who say that you're a liar if you say money doesn't buy happiness. And I like to tell them that money buys moments.
Mm-hmm.
It buys moments. It can't truly get you happiness because happiness comes from within.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that I I can't necessarily blame capitalism for this.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to blame consumerism.
Mm-hmm.
Always having to have the latest, always having to have this and that, things that are shallow and pedantic at the same damn time.
Mm-hmm.
It's damn, I ain't used that word in a long time. Shit. But yeah, society is just fucked up as a whole, and the thing is, we get to see the athletes go through it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the athletes go through it, you have the side that says, damn, I'll never let that happen to me. And then you have the side that says, damn, that's never going to happen to me. And those are
Right.
two different people. And one of them always, the one that says, I'll never do that, usually he's the one to end up in those situations.
Right. And then you got them people who say, how that nigga sad? All that money he got. How you mad and sad? What you mad for? What you sad for? Like, as if people aren't human.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
the
No, you gotta be fucking human, bro. I mean, shit. It was good that, and that could have been what he did that night. It wasn't for me, but it was for a lot of people out there that he bestowed a gift for a lot of people out there who going through that shit. For the people who do look up to him, they be like, wow, like he, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, believe it not, man, hold shit in like that or whatever, and they think they weak. They think they're weak because they need appeal or they need help or they need, you know what I'm saying? So instead of telling somebody or talking to somebody, you know, they go off the deep end. You know what I mean?
right.
So stuff like that to me personally is needed, you know, for a sports figure or somebody that got that type of platform to be able to express that, because they let the people know like it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. So I had no problem with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he, to me, and some of them tears he was happy. Like you said, he was finally like he ain't been happy in a long time. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's how I feel about it or whatever. But like at the end of the day, man, shout out to Danny. Shout out to Benavidez with his Jose wasn't even punching, but he was looking good getting punched though. He was look at his tongue. That shit was funny, bro. But it was a hell of a fight. But the wishes happened. Just last week we said Ramirez, Zepeda, and we was talking about Prograis, and Prograis thought they skipped over him. And if somebody was to drop out, Prograis would jump in. Well, guess what? Ramirez dropped out the fight. And Prograis jumped in like double dutch. So we getting Prograis and Zepeda.
I said it.
Mm-hmm. And I've yet to find anything on why Ramirez dropped out.
You know what it is. He's waiting to see where the dominoes fall.
But it is what it is. So they finna be fighting for a belt, vacant WBC 140-pound belt. The belt Josh Taylor dropped. Yep. So I don't
Yeah,
understand that shit.
Ramirez is waiting to see where the dominoes fall in the division to
Hey,
see who he actually has a chance of fighting.
well, he
Because
was Ramirez supposed to fight. He's a painter for this belt, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not understanding.
now he wants to know where the rest of them are going.
Well, Prograis got his shot, so everybody gonna get to see they NO King. Where
But
King
from what I
Casual
heard,
at? This y'all fighter.
I don't know exactly where I had seen it, but I did read that he didn't pull out over nothing. It was the fight was going on around the time of his wedding, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and he wouldn't have been
Yeah.
able to fulfill some of those obligations that you have when you're
Got you.
promoting. You get
Makes
what I'm saying?
sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. And Prograis got his shot. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
up. I'm with that. Siri,
I
ain't
mean,
nobody talking to you. My watch just started talking out of nowhere. I'm like, what?
my phone
Huh?
does that too, just out of nowhere. You would
Yeah,
like for me to call who?
right. But so Prograis, they got to the 30th of August, which I see that they ain't gonna go to no purse bid, so I don't think so. So that should be announced soon, man. That's gonna be another good fight. That's gonna be a two southpaw. Yeah, Prograis is southpaw. So both of them two southpaws. One like coming forward. One got short boxing skill. It's gonna make for a banger. So you know how that is. Two southpaws get together. It's about territory. Who gonna step into who? So
I mean, yeah. So, anything else? What else is going on?
shit, goddamn me. Cardinals really trying to go after your boy, man.
Who?
Soto.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know
They
how I
really trying to go after him. I thought they were just like saying something or whatever. But why? I feel like we need a pitcher first. I don't know. I
and
ain't
we
the bot.
stocking
I'm
up
not.
on the pictures.
You got Wainwright leaving. You gonna have this good dude, and we ain't got no pitching. What's the point?
Bruh, we're doing is getting minor league pitchers. We're trading everybody for minor league pitchers. Yeah, I'm I don't get it. Oh,
No, man. I'm been watching, waiting on it to develop. You know what I'm saying? But then you got goddamn me. Then the lady that suspension on Deshaun Watson. They thought he wasn't gonna get it, but he didn't got 6 games.
see, a problem is when it comes to punishment, when it's not you, it's not enough. When it is you, it's too much. People are going to say that he didn't get enough. The man's been out a whole season dealing with this, and he's going to be suspended for 6 games. That's basically a year and a half suspension if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? That's enough. That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then he settled out of court with 23 of the 25. That boy, after this, I want to hear about him dressing up as Santa, going and doing toys for tots at the cancer hospitals for the children. I want
Facts.
to hear. I want to hear about him starting an initiative to feed the elderly out here.
Right.
I want man,
The Good Samaritan
the good,
superhero ass nigga.
yeah, because I didn't heard enough of the
Right.
the
If
predator.
it's true. Right. That shit crazy.
Hell,
But
even
shit.
lions can be soft sometimes. Shit.
But shit, the Browns, what the Browns gonna do?
They all right.
They all
Trust me,
right?
they all right.
All right.
They first 6 games 4 of them are at home, and there's only 2 real challenging games in there. 2. So even with the backup and their defense that they had, because they're predominantly a running team any dang way. So he just has to make timely throws. That's it. That's it.
Gotcha.
They could seriously go 4-2 without him. Or 3-3. That's still a win. Anything less than that, then he might as well sit out the rest of the damn season.
Right, it wouldn't be worth putting him back in.
Because they got the Steelers back to back. Week 4 and 5, they play each other for 2 weeks. What y'all got is the biggest fight to be made that's not Spence Crawford. Biggest fight that could be made or that we want to be made? I say
Tank and Ryan.
Tank and Ryan.
Tank and Ryan. Because they get the name presence.
Yeah.
They will follow them. That would be, I say that would be the runner-up.
Usyk versus Fury. That would do it for me.
What Fury? Oh, Usyk. Oh, I'm tripping. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, okay. Oh, I said what Usyk, but I'm thinking
Joshua Wilder.
Guys. That's why I said what. I was like, but no, you're right. Usyk, Tyson Fury, but I think the next runner-up would be Ryan and Tank. Like I say, Tyson Fury and Usyk would be nice. AJ and
Wilder.
I still say AJ and Wilder. People still gonna want to see that.
I mean, Isak Cruz versus Rolly Romero would actually be a good fight for me.
Who?
Isak Cruz versus Rolly.
Oh, that'd be a fun fight right there. That'd be so fun.
That's
man,
that's a fight to just.
That would be
some
fun shit.
Just watch.
Yeah, right.
Just
right.
watch it.
I'm gonna tell you, Rolly gonna come in and fight. That's one thing I learned. He gonna come to fight. I feel like you just need another trainer.
I honestly, Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney.
Yep, that's a chess match. That's a chess match. Shit, Shakur and the Matrix.
Loma and Tank.
Loma and Tank. That's a big one.
That is a big one.
That's a big one. I don't think it's big as Ryan, Tank and Ryan, but it's a big one though.
I mean, Catterall versus Teofimo.
That's a decent fight on TV. He said big fight though. We talking about big fight.
A big fight.
Biggest fight. That's why I said the biggest fight under Spence and Crawford would be ranked Tank and Ryan.
It would be. Would be.
Bring the money. And I'm gonna be real with you. Tank and Ryan got potentially enough steam behind it if that got announced to make more money, probably more money than Spence and Crawford.
It would, I believe. I know it would. No matter what we say, no matter how much we hate it, Canelo versus Jake Paul.
Oh yeah.
That's
huge.
That's $1 billion fight.
But Jake gonna pull out in the last week. So
no, I don't think. With the money that's going to be on the line in that fight, I think that's when he's going to be like, "Fuck it, I'll make more with this L than I ever have with the W."
Right. This is going to be the most expensive ass whooping I ever take.
And all it is just bumps and bruises. I'll be ready. I'll be good in 2 weeks. That's one. That I think far as pay-per-view buys, I think that one will supersede even Tank and Ryan.
Yeah, because it's Canelo, and Canelo actually gonna beat you. Gonna get to see Canelo beat up Jake Paul. Hell yeah! The evil people will come out and make them pay for that. We know who finna win this, but we finna see how this shit finna go down. Like,
but it's gonna.
that's how they better advertise it. This Saturday, Canelo beats the fuck out of Jake Paul for $79.99. You get to witness it all. Witness the blood. Witness the
$79.99. Bro,
Yeah.
that's too low. That's too
He
low.
on the zone. He on the zone right now. So.
Well,
if you're not paying monthly, it's $79.99. If you're already paying the $20 a month, it's $60.
it's gonna be advertised on YouTube pay-per-view. That's gonna be a thing. That's gonna be a thing. Just watch YouTube pay-per-view. You could buy the fight and watch it on YouTube for $99.99.
Right. Fuck that. We finna get all that shit.
And think about it, how many eyes would be on it if it's on YouTube?
Man, I have no idea, but that shit gonna be big like this, goddamn. Yeah.
Oh no, I think I hear the devil calling. My mind's playing tricks on me.
That's how big it's gonna be.
Oh, is there any other fights that you could actually name? Is there a fight that could? The only fight I can think of that could supersede that, we're gonna have to get a time machine.
Yeah, for real.
Like Floyd Patterson versus Sonny Liston. We're gonna have to get into the time
some
machine.
shit like that. Drop niggas off, get Bill and Ted and say, go get this nigga for me.
I mean,
bring him. Let's see if this shit works. That should be hard. Now, if I was rich and I can do that, I would do that.
Like another one I would make. Prime George Foreman versus Mike Tyson.
That'd be crazy.
And I'm talking about 89.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson.
That'd be crazy, bro. I would pay to see that. I would definitely pay to see that. Go snatch both of them up. Like,
snatch it. Hagler versus Earl Spence. Hagler versus Earl Spence. I would want to watch that.
Bruh. I don't know. I think he just has whoop on that. Hagler, my dude, bro.
Frazier versus
Tyson.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Ali versus Tyson Fury.
Oh man, I don't know. Well, yeah, because Ali was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Man, he can box his ass off too. That would end up being a boxing match. But I think he would end up getting the best of Tyson Fury.
I say Ali
late rounds
in a split decision.
He'll get him in the later rounds, bro, because he not like a You just said his name. Fight Mike Tyson. Goddamn me, George Foreman. He not like a George Foreman.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Fury has a tank on him also.
Say what now?
Tyson Fury has a tank on him.
Yeah.
That's why I said
he gonna try to box Ali though.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Ali you could mimic him, but you can't do it better than the original.
I would want to see. I would need to see Manny Pacquiao versus Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yes. Yes, settle that shit once and for all, goddamn. That'd probably be the first on the list.
Fight. That one. Or hell, even Manny versus Oscar De La Hoya.
Yep.
That I think that would do it for me too.
That's a lot of, man. I wish you could mix that shit up, bro.
Sugar Ray.
That boxing
Sugar
game
Ray
need to
Leonard
come out.
versus Floyd. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. Most definitely.
because I
Most
could see
definitely.
Floyd pull countering him and him getting pissed off about it.
Yeah. Part of his game is, man, Floyd fight like Sugar Ray. He fight like Sweet Pea. He's like, he got a mixture, man.
Sweet Pea versus Tank.
Tank not winning that.
It just
Yeah,
takes one.
that dude said Mayorga. That's my dude. That's what I was talking about. They come to the ring smoking this shit, nigga. Hell
Mayorga
yeah.
versus Duran.
Fucking right, dog. Just for shit to on everything, bro. No, I want to see them dudes fight, dog. That shit would be lit. That shit would be lit, bro.
Oh my God. Inoke Inoue versus Manny Pacquiao.
That'd be nice too. I got Pacquiao though.
They gonna be throwing. They gonna be
I
throwing.
got Pacquiao. But that speed gonna throw them weird ass angles. This nigga coming to the side shooting shit. Like what the fuck?
That's gonna.
That nigga
That's gonna.
like, what the fuck going on?
I doubt you're gonna see Fist for 30 seconds.
This shit gonna be like this episode of Dragon Ball Z. Looking at his.
Like those hands are gonna be moving that damn fast.
He's gonna hear sound effects and shit. Shit gonna be fucked up. right. Shit gonna be.
Bruh.
Oh shit, Mill's still playing. Damn, I ain't know that.
I would like to see
Still
that.
shy myself.
Like there's a bunch of fights that I would love to see, man.
Bro, you gonna hear?
Bunch of them.
You gonna hear? That's all you gonna hear. She gonna come out of nowhere, and then you gonna see Anoya hit the ground. I'm like, what the fuck? Did that really happen? Like, that motherfucker gonna be.
Oh my God. Prime Roy Jones versus Andre Ward.
That would be dope. That would be dope, bro.
That would be fucking. That would be amazing.
No, that would, for real talk.
I think that's one of those fights that's going to be strictly marketed towards the fans.
I wish I wish we can get another Super 6 going, where it don't matter about let these guys into these tournaments. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And do it that way, bro. That shit hard, bro. They need to do that shit. Come on around to the middleweights and do a Super 6. Bring that shit back. Cause it's on YouTube, bro. But we just not participating in this shit. You know what I'm saying?
A prime Klitschko versus Deontay Wilder.
That would be dope. Dr. Hammer. Hell
yeah. Somebody's getting hit hard in that fight. It's just going to be about whose will is going to give up first, or whose brain is going to decide I've had enough. Like that fight that's one of those. Like who else? Like I said before, Ryan versus Oscar.
That'd be crazy.
Like, I think that would be a good fight.
That would be one. You would
call it Pretty Boy
the
versus
student
Tank.
Versus the teacher looking at.
Pretty Boy versus Tank. What do you think about that?
That's gonna be a rough ass fight. That's what I think about that. Damn, why the channel not coming up? I'm trying to show y'all that it's on fucking YouTube, bro. But I keep pulling up the most famous one. That they got a YouTube page.
Damn.
And they be live. They be doing their tournaments live on the YouTube page.
Who else would I put? Canelo versus Duran. Canelo versus Durant. I think it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be good. Roy Mercer, Ernie Shavers, that'd be nice. I mean, Ray Mercer, my bad. That would be a good fight.
No matter what we think about him. Jamel Charlo versus Julian Jackson.
Jamel Charlo. Man, look, you trying to get him put to sleep. Fuck, no, I Julian Jackson. I think Julian knock him clean out, bro. Another victim, bro. That's how I see it. A whole
Of the
another
Hawk.
victim.
You think the Hawk putting him down?
Mm-hmm. It's a wrap.
What round?
Gonna put that Jamaican juju on that nigga. Bop. The first and second round. Second round, all that and running backward shit. Nah. Nope. You gonna get put to sleep. As soon as your back touch them ropes, he go wah, 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 wah. And they gonna go. He's just gonna slump down. That's what he gonna do. I don't see. Be good to see.
Eubanks versus Canelo.
Nah. You talking about senior?
Yeah.
No.
No. You sure?
Yeah, man. I don't think Eubanks would have been a handle. You said Canelo?
Yeah.
I don't think he would handle Canelo. I don't.
You sure?
Oh, for real. I that's just me. I don't think he'd be able to fight. He would be able to handle that. And Pryor. Forgot about him, goddamn me.
Him versus Pacquiao.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. I forgot about Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor hit hard too.
It's a lot of fights that you could actually make. Chris Taylor versus fucking Ryan. Both of them fast as hell. Fast as hell. For no goddamn reason. Just fast.
All right. Fast as fuck, boy.
Ooh.
Oh. Hold on. Your favorite team playing Thursday. So I know who you're going with. Them Raiders.
I almost ended this damn live.
It's Thursday, ain't it? Thursday. The Raiders play Jacksonville on NBC. Yeah. Why are you ashamed? What? This man was just talking about going to Vegas, see these people play.
The same way you was talking about going to Chicago to visit Soldier Field?
Nope. Nope. Never said that at all.
Or we could go to the Mercedes Dome in Minnesota and watch the Vikings.
Fuck them motherfuckers. I can't stand the Vikings, bro. I hate those bitches, bro. Them ain't Chicago. Fuck them. Promise you. But
or
no,
hell,
man.
you can stick around in Chicago and watch a Cubs game.
I watch Cub game before I go to a goddamn Bears game, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Chicago and St. Louis be going at it on that baseball field. I ain't got no problem with that shit. But I'll be damn I go to a damn Chicago game. Nope. I ain't
Fuck
doing
the Bears.
it. Fuck the Bears. Goddamn right. And the purple people eaters. I can't stand motherfucking the Vikings, nigga.
That's how I feel about the Raiders. Allegiant Stadium is the porta potty from hell. That's what it is.
That shit is funny.
Like, they need to be ashamed of themselves for building that big of a urinal.
Damn.
Like, and then they have open the top and all this different type stuff. I just want to stand up there and throw caution to the wind and just piss down onto the 50-yard line. That's what I want to do.
It's Ozzie Smith all day over here, man. Frank White or Ozzie Smith.
Frank
Ozzie
White.
Smith.
Frank.
Ozzie.
Hold on. You can't even look. The only reason why Ozzie was even famous because he was playing for a shit team.
Ain't that a bitch?
Like, let's not pretend like the Royals were just shit during that time.
Frank White. No. It was by Ozzie Smith. Who's the most famous? Ozzie.
Who beat y'all in the World Series? Frank.
Yeah, but damn, who got more World Series?
I think they tied.
For real? Oh, damn. Okay, well, shit.
I mean, well, yeah.
Oh,
They
well.
about to say.
Yeah. We hit a stalemate, goddammit.
I mean, I can't argue with nothing else. I can't come up with nothing. Because,
Right.
you know, the only other time they seen each other was for All-Star games. And I think that's about the only thing that Ozzie had more of.
Probably.
About
ain't
two,
even
I
him.
think.
I just grew up seeing that dude. I just, you know, now you don't hear nothing but bad things about him.
This motherfucker's a councilman here. Fucking shit up.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
Fucking shit up. He cut off funding to the Kansas City, Missouri school district right after they got their accreditation back.
What the fuck?
You would think at that point they need more funding.
Right.
Yep.
Wow.
And guess where he reallocated those funds to?
His pockets.
Not only that, but the people who watches his back every goddamn day because he can't walk on in the 50s. He can't walk over there in the 50s. He has to be out at least something. So he gives to the police departments and the sheriff's departments. Because motherfuckers want to whoop his ass.
That's fucked up. But y'all, we gonna end it right there, man. Boy, I gotta look it up. I did not know we was tired though. Damn. It is what it is, y'all, man. Hey, make sure y'all catch the replay over there on Slick 50 TV. I had something else to say, but goddamn it, it slipped my mind. As soon as I hit this end broadcast, it's gonna pop right back up in my goddamn head. I know what it is. But as we always humbly say over here, like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Baldhead Polo, what you got to say?
I'm not bald headed, man. I got a line.
There you go.
I just cut my stuff real low.
He said, I got a line. Look at it.
Only thing I can say, take care of your mental health. Take care of your mental health. That's going to be the message for a while.
Right.
Take care of your mental health.
Quit being a bitch and talk to somebody. God damn
and
it.
Never get in a position to where you think being a family man is uncool.
Man, that shit weak as fuck. No, cool.
It can seem like it sometimes.
No, man.
But
it's the shit, man. It's the shit, man. Well, y'all had just tuned in to.
You are now tuned into the judges table.
And we out.
You are now tuned into the judges table. You are now tuned into the judges table.